We may as well go ahead and get started. Yes, Jane.
Might not be that property, but maybe that's.
Do you go around with Tom every time he goes out?
Most of the time, yeah.
Or do you visit?
Never get tired of hearing him talk.
I'm going with Marcia on the,
Yeah, we'll go ahead and get started. I'm reminded of last year when all of a sudden the summer got real close and all of a sudden, oh, hey, where'd everybody go? It happens when summer gets close, school gets out, people start going everywhere, especially if the weather starts drying up a little bit. But we're glad you were able to make it here today. And let's see, why don't we go ahead with the Pledge of Allegiance. You all stand with me? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. And now for a quick moment of prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we are gathered before you again on this holiday weekend when we celebrate the memory of those who passed on before in the service of their country. This country that recognized you as our Creator and the source of all of our rights. We are with you still, Lord, and we know that you are with us during these times of trouble. Recently I heard someone speak about these times, and he said that we are not here by accident. We are members of a team. And so, fortify us, Lord, give us strength, give us stamina, so that we may fulfill our mission in your service. Amen. I do not see any elected officials in the audience today, so we'll skip that. Neither do I see any candidates, so we'll skip that. However, one of our super volunteers, Jeannie Rowe, wants to give us a quick update on the Healthcare Freedom Amendment petition drive that's going on, and then rush off to the Bureau of Motor Vehicles to collect more. And I guess I'll just leave it to you.
Not taking too long. Well, good morning, and thank you. I just wanted to give you the last piece of information I got from Alan Witten, who does all the petition organizing and counting in Columbus. I just got an email this morning that said, thanks for the $850. You pushed us over 340,000. So we're making nice strides here, and we're definitely going to make our goal. And Medina County is still maintaining our position as the third highest county for collections. Thus far, counting that 850 that was just added in there, we've collected 4,484 signatures, not counting the 400 I have at home from this week at the BMV. If you have petitions that are completed, don't hold on to them. I'm trying to mail in every week. So drop them at the BMV when you're there, or give me a call and I'll do pickup. That said, we're starting a really busy week, and I just want to let you know some things we have in the back. You see I'm wearing this sign. I have some for people if they want them. Judy Bluter created them last year. Makes it easy. People know about Ohio Project now, and if you're walking around with a clipboard and say, would you like to sign a petition for voter choice on health care? Puts it on the ballot so that people have a say. Got a talking point sheet back there if you want to pick one up. But here's a big long list of parades all over the county. And I put a list back there, just says wear a sign, carry a clipboard, work the crowds 45 to 60 minutes before the parade, then enjoy the parade and collect again as people are walking to their car. It's easy this year compared to last year because everybody knows Obamacare. We didn't even say Obamacare last year. And people just come up to you at the BMV and go, oh, I just want to know, is this to have a say-so on Obamacare? Okay, move over. So, you know, it's not, you get a few people that say, I don't agree with what you're doing, and Just say, then you don't have to sign the petition. Don't argue, just move on. So we have lots of people who have this down to a science, but don't be afraid. We have signs back there and the times that you arrive for each one of these. If we could just get one person to do Brunswick, which starts at Visitainer School at 9:15, if you're gonna arrive early and collect. Granger at 8:30, Highland Middle School, arrive early and collect. You just walk around. Have you signed the petition yet for voter choice on healthcare? Just, it's not hard. Hinckley, arrive at 8:30 at Our Lady of Grace. Medina, arrive around 9:15 on the square and collect by the library in Garfield School where they line up. Lodi, 8:30, Valley City, 10:30. So I have like 3 copies of this, so if you want to pick a place, you can get the extra information back here that lists more about it. Did you have a question? You'll have it. Well, thank you. Valley City, you arrive at Liverpool Community Center. So Judy's back there to help give you petitions and the signs. And if you're gonna use them and keep maybe doing your neighborhood or something, you're welcome to take some extra petitions. So that said, this is for Monday. The only one that is Sunday, is it Litchfield? Is it Spencer or York? I didn't grab that one. Can you check, Judy, the very last thing on that?
York is Sunday.
Thank you.
At 3.
York at 3. So
2:30 it says, arrive at 2:30.
arrive at 2:30. So you don't have to, if you come too early, you're there all by yourself. That's what I found out last year when I did Medina. Me and a motorcycle rider. He's like, where is everybody? So we drank coffee and waited for people to come. But, so the parades, and other than that, please try to sign up for a 2-hour period, maybe even a stable one. Larry Funk's been doing a big long day, and so is Marcia Frost. And Ron Tansky's been doing about 4 mornings a week from 8 to 10. We're having particular trouble from 2 to 5. But sign up if you can, and if you haven't done it before and you want some support, I'll be there with you. We have a really nice table set up with a banner, the one that says, if you don't want this in your life, that PDF file from the government that looks like organized, socialized medicine. If you don't want this in your life, stop and sign the petition. You don't have to say much. This is at the Bureau Motor Vehicles by the old Buellers and MC Sports. Art Sit-Chow was there last Saturday and collected 155 signatures between 8 and 2. Thank you, Art. Ron Tansky set that up as a gold mine place. If we have kept that covered from 8 to 5 every single day and on the weekends. And that's why we're the 3rd in the state. Not everybody has that kind of setup, and not everybody has the wonderful staff we have. I was just at a Republican dinner yesterday, or luncheon yesterday, looking for assistants, and Bill Heck introduced Lisa as the McFan person, and when I was talking, I just couldn't resist. I said, you know, our staff is almost all McFan people who've been doing this for a year. We're tired and we need help. So BMV is the big deal that we need to keep coverage on, and we're having a few people take a break because they're going to family things. So try to step up. And other events coming up, I'm going to let Ron cover now.
We've got a Medina gun show coming up on June 11th and 12th, and we'd like to have some help there. We've done this before, and it's an excellent place to see a lot of characters, for one thing. Plus, get a lot of signatures. Let's see, the Saturday runs from 9 to 5, and Sunday runs from 9 to 3. If you can afford a couple, 3 hours, I would appreciate it. You can either see Janie, myself, or Judy.
Or sign up at the back table. That's where all this stuff's going to be.
Yeah, I think several of you people have been at the gun show at one time, but it's kind of neat. And if you're interested in a gun, you get some time to walk around and take a look at the wares of the people that are selling guns. Also, we have the Seville largest garage sale in the world. That runs on Friday, June 17th, Saturday, June 18th. And who's heading that one up?
Kathy Ladshaw from Wayne County is heading that up, and she's looking to us to staff it. They don't have as many people at Wayne County working as we do, so we're looking for 4-hour shifts from 8 to 12, and from 12 to 4. You probably don't have to stay till 4, but the more the merrier, because we don't just do a booth, we walk in twos with a sign and work the crowd, because not everybody gets past the table. Last year, we collected almost 3,000 signatures there, so please help us.
Another good event that has been fruitful in terms of collecting signatures has been the Fin, Feather, and Fur in Ashland, Ohio. And Judy Luker has spent a number of weekends there collecting signatures. You want to say a few words about it, Judy?
It's absolutely easy to collect there. We're set up right by in front of the door, under the, under an awning that's, the roof, and people just come to you to sign.
Awesome.
It's really easy.
And I would say again that if you're interested in that type of merchandise, you can certainly do that and take a look through their store. They're excellent in terms of their wares. Very good place, and they certainly support us. They have allowed us to be right on their front steps.
We've been sharing that with Wayne County, and they've been doing the morning shift, and we've been arriving around noon and going noon to 5. If we could even get just one more person for this Sunday, that would be great. Or it'd be nice if for one Sunday Judy didn't have to go. I have a wedding on the 25th, so the Frosts are going to cover the last one, but they can't do that alone. So there's June 26th and June 11th in particular that we don't have covered very well. You can see there's some overlap there with the gun show.
Yeah, Fin, Feather, and Fur are covered on Saturdays and Sundays.
So that's it. Give us a hand, sign up in the back. Or you can take the sign, we have some extra ones made, you just need to find something to tie it with. Check.
Well, I'll tell you, this is an awesome effort, and just can't say enough about Ron for getting this started throughout the region, and Janie Grow coordinating things in Medina County and making us look like a powerhouse.
No, you're making us look like a powerhouse, because I can't do this alone.
No,
Can't go to the 11th.
it's amazing for a county like Medina, which is not even really a medium-sized county, to be third only to the counties where you've got Columbus and Cincinnati. The only other county in northeast Ohio that's close is
I don't think we got anything.
Cleveland. We're almost double what they've got in Cleveland. That's the bad news. The good news is that thanks to some of the organizing work we did with the Tea Party Express last year, we now have some conservative grassroots groups there that are teaming up with a Republican Party that's at least, willing to play with us.
Yeah.
And they're pumping out about 400 signatures a week now and building on that. So that's great to see some signs of life there. Stark County is getting a little bit more organized. Real glad to see that. We're still working on Lorraine and Summit. So the work we're doing definitely spills over our county, and just like our coverage down at Fin, Feather, and Fur in Ashland, it provides big dividends. The gun show in particular is interesting. I just love being in a toy store, a gun store.
That was a slip.
Not much difference there. But it's amazing because you'll get 300 signatures or so, and they're from 40 different counties. So it's kind of crazy. You meet a lot of friends, and that's one of the best things about the petition drive. It's a great way of finding new people for our movement. A lot of people are finding glad that they found where we're at. I understand we've got a new person today that met us at the Bureau of Motor Vehicles. We're very glad you joined us.
Welcome.
And last but not least, I had a head crash on my laptop last week, and oh man, I'd rather the house burned down, I think. I'm still recovering from it, but at least I'm at a point now where I can produce walking lists again. So if anybody wants to walk their own neighborhood to collect signatures, or just meet their friends and invite them to join us, I can do that again.
Right.
Okay, we are now ready for our guest speaker of the day, and I think many people know him well. Tom Zawistoski makes a big wake in Northeast Ohio. He is a passionate speaker, and well noted for that in itself. A fabulous writer. I mean, this guy's got tools all over the place. And he has organized one of the most effective Tea Party organizations in the entire state, and nobody will dispute that one. Last but not least, he has heeded the call from some other people to put on a really big statewide convention for all conservative groups and provide training to those of us who need training, want to strengthen ourselves even further, and also be a welcoming point for many people who haven't found a way to join us yet, don't know where to start, etc. And it never ceases to amaze me. We've been at this for 2 years now, and we're still finding new people, finding people that haven't heard of us or don't know how to connect with us or whatever. So without further ado, let me introduce Tom Zawistoski, fellow patriot, and he can tell us about the Portage County Tea Party and the convention.
Good morning, everyone. It's great to be here in the frog-jumping capital of Ohio this morning. I love it. I need to see that. First of all, you know, Memorial Day is such an important holiday in American history. And has anyone here had a grandfather or father or anyone who was killed in action in World War I, World War II, anything like that? Anyone here? Thank you very much for that sacrifice, sir. And we will be thinking about that today and this weekend, and I think that's very important. I think it's also important for all of us, and particularly people like yourselves who are engaged, you know, you're here today, you showed up, you understand what's going on. I think it's important for all of us to understand that the sacrifices that the people who have fought for this country, and by my count, we're currently at over 1 million people have died fighting in wars for the United States since our country was founded. That their sacrifice is in vain if we do not continue to fight for liberty. That is our challenge. Their sacrifice will be meaningless if we do not continue to fight for freedom and liberty and maintain what they have given us. And so I ask all of you to think about that this holiday weekend, and particularly on Memorial Day, and about your own personal commitment to liberty and freedom and what that's worth to you, because the battle goes on. It's a never-ending battle. It's something we must all do continuously. We must defend liberty, and that's what we're doing here today. I am really pleased to be here in McFan, because I do want you to know that in the state of Ohio, and in Northeast Ohio particularly, this is a very special organization. McFan, you know, we're kind of latecomers in Portage County. McFan was around before it was popular to be a Tea Party or 912 or anything. And you should all be proud of Jim and Lisa and the other people, you know, the people who are doing the petition drive. You know, you guys do a great job. You're one of the better groups in the state of Ohio, without any doubt. And you have resources that, quite frankly, I rely on constantly. Jim, you know, has an experience that, quite frankly, I don't think is matched in the state. He goes back, and he goes way back. And when I talk to Jim, there's things he was doing, I think, before I was born about politics. And I don't think he's that old, but it sure seems that way. At least his stories seem like that. So my point to you is that you've kind of been on the front edge of this. And we really appreciate that, because our party and our movement just doesn't have a lot of leaders. We just don't have a lot of experience. Like Jim said, we're 2 years old. Well, we're little infants, you know. Ralph King from the Cleveland Tea Party, who's a good friend of mine, you know, and very streetwise and kind of a gruff guy. And I'm not sure a whole lot of people in the Tea Party would get along with him very well because he's so gruff. But you know, I was on the phone, you know, screaming into the phone one day about something that was going on, and he said, Tom, you know, they've been doing this for 50 years. We've only been doing it for 2. You know, calm down, calm down. But it's hard. It's hard for us because we want change now. We want, we want to make a difference now. And there's a sense of urgency for us because of where we are at this point in our history. Because we appear to be, and I believe we are, on the brink between whether we will be a free and democratic, Republican society, or whether we will become like Europe, some blend of socialism, progressivism, Marxism, whatever you want to call it. We're right on the edge. When you get to the point when 50% of the people are paying taxes, the other 50% aren't, okay, it gets pretty frightening. I don't know how many of you were struck yesterday, if you were listening to the news, about the statistic about, for the first time, that married couples were less than 50% of our population. You hear that yesterday? Now, 48%. But what was more disturbing to me was that only 25% are what they call traditional. You mean having a dad and a mom. 25% of our population is a dad and a mom. And if you look at that, you realize that our society is in just severe danger. You cannot have a society. What that says to me is a lack of values. What that says to me is that we can't make a commitment to our husband or wife to stay together. That our values are so shallow that we can't even stay with our children that we bear. And I think this is a result of the progressive movement in our country. I think this is intentional. I think that the laws in our country have been, against the family for a long time, and they're, from, hey, don't have children to save the environment, which is BS, okay, to, it's just economically, impossible for you to do those type of things. I think not only is our freedom and liberty under attack, but our value system is under attack, and we are charged with the task of fighting that fight and pushing that back and changing that. And I'm confident that we can do that, and I hope that after I'm done speaking with you this morning that you'll be confident that we can do this. What I'd like to do for you today is try to connect some dots. I think that right now our movement is kind of in a malaise. We're kind of betwixt and between. We're not sure where we're going and why. And so I'm hoping to change that this morning. I'm hoping to at least share with you my personal vision of where we are and where we're going. I think that if any of you have watched the little video that I did about why you should attend the We the People convention, you saw that I compared our movement's current position to that of George Washington at Valley Forge. Have any of you seen that video? A few of you in the Frost have. Okay, let me just explain to you why I say that. The Revolutionary War started, and there were high hopes, and people were ready to come and fight with Washington, and they went to join the army and take on the British. And by the third year in, George Washington found himself at Valley Forge, and they had defections. They had certainly suffered tremendous casualties. They were there at Valley Forge, and they did not have bullets and boots and guns and food. They were down to 12,000 soldiers. And the bottom line is, and this is all that's always lost in our history, because they won, we became free from England, but that was not a certainty. Victory was not certain. George Washington prayed at Valley Forge about whether we could make it through the winter, let alone defeat the British Army. And I think we currently, in our movement, this grassroots patriot movement that involves Tea Parties and 912s and even Abigail Adams and things like that, and the Eagle Forum and all these other groups, gun rights and Second Amendment rights and fair tax people. Our movement is kind of in the same place. We had a victory in 2010. Clearly we made a difference in 2010. We elected some people. But, we need to be conscious of what really happened there. We had Tea Party leaders, not just groups, leaders in Ohio after the 2010 election stand up to their groups and say, we won. And they dissolved their group and took down their website. That literally happened. We won what? We didn't win anything. Our analogy of what happened in 2010 was that It was like the Normandy invasion. We had been off the continent for 50 years, and we landed a few troops on the continent and now we're trying to drive through. But it's not VE Day or VJ Day. Hopefully 2 years from now we'll be crossing the Rhine and defeating the Nazis. That's the analogy that I used. We're just starting. We didn't win anything yet. And so the question is, where are we and where are we going? Now, Jim alluded to the Portage County Tea Party, and honestly, I don't know, quite frankly, I didn't even realize that, the Portage County Tea Party was so, unique in what we did, because we were just doing like all the groups do. We were trying to do our best to elect people. But let me go back a little bit, tell you a little bit about the Portage County Tea Party, tell you what our success was, where we're going